back once again. You're not tuned into the underground. My name is Mbaya. I go by the doctor. If you are not subscribed to this channel yet, you are missing out on some of the most exclusive, very raw, straightforward, straight to the point content on YouTube when it comes to barber grooming. So today what I have for you is a demonstration on a lineup. He does have a taper as well, but in this case I'm not going to show the process of the taper. But before I go any further, shout out to Jora for this dope design. Killed it as usual. But really quickly, I want to show you a video that I got 1.8 million views, which the view count is still going up. And it is a video of my man's and how I usually cut his hair, which is all intentional because what I do is taper it, obviously, then leave overhang. This helps me manipulate the lineup to give it a 3D pop effect, which allows the lineup to look as if it's been manipulated with color, enhancements, whatsoever, whatever you call it, fibers. And that's just not the case. For a very long time, I've been practicing mastering how to manipulate the hair with this technique. It's not for everybody. It takes a while to finally get it to where it looks the part and presentable. But as you can see over in this shot today, what I am going to do is, obviously I've cut it already. I cut out the overhang and I'm going to remove the little bit that I did leave because I wanted to just kind of keep the low look for him today. And this side is the funny side for him. Most people, this is their best side, and it's his good side as well. It's just he has a shorter vertical bar on this side when you compare it to the other opposite side on the right. Which is very interesting because a lot of people end up having this abnormal style line. And whenever I keep the overhang, that usually helps manipulate the line to look the part, gives it more density and fullness. Ultimately, doing this helps maintain a symmetrical look. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start off in the middle and work my way out into the vertical bar. And I did keep somewhat of some overhang on the front, but you will see when I turn them all the way around, it does have a gap, a specific spot, which pretty much is a collet at the end of the day, but it all flows right in, especially with the way that I cut it. And of course, what really helps is somebody that has expertise in braiding. And of course, when they feed the hair into a braider around that colic, it really works out in its own unique way. So anyway, as you can see, I got the vertical bar established. I'm gonna go ahead and move over to the C cup. And he does like to keep his sideburns, so many of you may cringe at how much I'm going to go into his C cup, but I'm going to kind of push into that because this is what he likes, and he likes his sideburns pointed out. So we're going to go ahead and establish that C cup. Then after that, I'm going to go into the sideburn. So creating these types of looks is always reference points, and making sure your finger placement with the back of the fingers is on point, and how you angle that blade really counts. So make sure you're placing that guide blade properly onto the skin so you can pull away as that cutter blade cuts the hair away. You're not cutting skin, you're cutting hair. Remember that. It's all about how you place the guide blade. As you can see, I have the C cup and that sideburn all set in place, and all I have to do now is a little bit more detail, which will wait because I'm not going to use two trimmers as I usually would because of how low the hair is. And on top of that, his texture is straight, so there's not too much trimmer, comb, and hair manipulation required as far as how low this hair is, the length of it, to be combing out or brushing out to get the leftover hair from the passes that I made the first time. So it's not that deep. Now that we are working on around the ear area, I am going to, of course, start by placing my middle finger on my cutting hand right at the angle of the jaw, and start by creating the first base guide that will guide me from the top front part of the ear down the neck to the nape. So I'm going to repeat that again. You take your cutting hand, that middle finger, you place it at the angle of the jaw. You can rest the back of the finger on the angle of the jaw as you twist or turn your hand, slowly and carefully guide your fixed blade. The guide blade, guide it all the way down the neck to the nape. Make sure you're not pressing hard or applying too much pressure. Don't be heavy-handed. Real simple steps, clean line, very fresh. Now I'm gonna go ahead and comb out a little bit of that just to make sure that I don't need to make any more passes. And if it's necessary, I will make sure to cut all the little extra hair left behind. Real simple steps. If you haven't watched my video, it was a short breaking down how to take care or set in a C cup as well as around the ear. These techniques, of course, will work with any kind of brand. We're talking anything from Andis, Wall, JRL, Babyliss, you name it. Now, yeah, sure, we all have our different tool brands that we prefer, but no matter what size your hand is, there's something that Stylecraft Gamma has, and they make it fun. Now, just before you get a little bit ahead of yourself, just wait. All I'm saying is, when it comes to having a conversation on who is number one right now, who's leading, the first thing should always be fun. Because if you're having this boring, uncomfortable tool in hand just to cut some hair, you're not gonna wanna cut hair. All I'm saying is look forward to what you do. And when it comes to grooming hair, Stylecraft Gamma are number one. Look forward to the next lineup. Look forward to the next blend. Look forward to the next fresh, exquisite look you're going to create. The design. Look forward to it. And that's what Gamma and Stylecraft have done for me, is bring something fun to the industry. Their entire lineup is one of the most ergonomically friendly in the game. Hands down, I guarantee it. As a matter of fact, if you haven't seen my station, my starting lineup consists of nothing but Stylecraft and Gamma for a reason, because they are coming with it. Nothing but heat. They got rotary, magnetic, as well as vector motor. And I can't forget about the newest addition, the Cyborg, equipped with a digital brushless motor. This might be the most gigantic game changer in barber history. If you're a lefty, a righty, whatever it is, yo, look, I don't know who was behind that design or what the true inspiration was, because if you like sci-fi, like on me and sci-fi, yo, I live and breathe sci-fi. Like, yo, I'm just saying, I love the Terminator films, The Matrix, Blade Runner, you name it, anime, Akira, Teen Titans, in reference to the homie Cyborg. Like, come on. Definitely, you know, anything related to sci-fi. I'm big time huge into that. And that Cyborg, yo, if you ain't got that in your arsenal, I don't know, you're missing out. I highly recommend that you invest. If you don't have the Cyborg, I suggest that you get you a Cyborg clipper as well as that trimmer. Use discount code J.Exquisite. Yo, I'm not being forceful. It's not for everybody, but you won't be upset. I just got my hands on my pair. I've been using it for about a good week now. And yo, look, listen. Yeah, if I could articulate exactly what I've been getting and achieving out of those blends, the cuts, the lines, yo, look, I don't need to say no more. You just gonna have to watch the next video that I do post coming up really soon, with me demonstrating and also, of course, showing you the amazing work that it does. But as you can see, this side is completed. I wasn't gonna show you this other side, but I figured that I might as well just rotate him and show you what he's really working with, especially with the fact that he has that cowlick that I was talking about. So that's what we're looking like in the front. And for a lot of the comments in that video on IG, people were saying, show the other side. So for those who watched that video or wanted to see the side, this is the side. There's pretty much a gap right there. We're just gonna play like I'm cutting. The razor will pretty much pick up the rest of whatever the trimmer didn't pick up on. So with that being said, this side has a little bit of a little tricky spot at the bottom of the vertical bar, which curves backward. This is due to how hair grows on the right side. And if you're not familiar with this, everyone struggles with this side. Many do not ever agree or ever want to come clean about this, because anything that comes off transparent gets pooped on or discouraged. Now, it may be something that I'm missing out on, but the educator in me say, tell it all, spill the sauce, all the beans, let it all be known, tell it all. And some people don't like the style that I deliver, the way that I talk. Hey man, look, I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best for those who are willing to learn and listen to this information. So all I can say is what I know, and as I say always, is if you know something, you teach. If you don't know, you learn and teach. You know, the game is to be sold, they say, not to be told. But look, I'm telling it all. I want people to win. I want people to get money. So if you see the process that I'm going through here on the right side, it's the same as over on the left with a slight difference. Now, just to elaborate a little bit more, when I say slight difference, I mean the way you tuck the ear down, for example, can be slightly different if you are a righty or lefty. So lefties win when it comes to lining up around the ear on the right side. The same thing applies to the C cup as well as vertical bar. But unfortunately, righties will struggle, okay? As the lefties win on the right side, us righties win on the left side. But with that being said, this is why you need to be training both of your hands to be able to be ambidextrous and get comfortable using and swapping hands, moving your tools amongst the two separate hands. The way you place certain angles or certain tools on the skin will determine how the quality turns out. But it's not all that deep. I'm just saying, if you're struggling, that's something to start doing. You want to use both hands. Seriously, it's good for the health too, as far as posture, physical posture, the physical health. That part is brutal if you're not using both of your hands the same way you're using your dominant hand. Anyway, this is the final look, y'all. That's the best that it's going to get. And just remember, both sides of the hair do not grow the same. So keep that in mind. Do not frustrate yourself. If you need to use enhancements and bring out a different look, if the client prefers it, go for it. In this case, we kept it all natural, no enhancements. My guy is not like that, so he just wants me to line them up naturally. Anyway, I hope y'all vibe with that. Found it informative. I'll catch y'all on the next one.